We are here live to bring you a new program called Tag Meet Your Spirit. Today is the first day, this will be our first episode of such program, and today we have an aspirant from we have an aspirant for this for the post of for the chairmanship post of Moro local government. Somebody with which you will get to know by yourself. Let me go to my aspirant very quickly. You're welcome, right, sir.
Thank you very much.
I think it will be better if make it look this. Why don't you introduce yourself to people?
Good afternoon, listener. I'm Jim Destination. I'm filing for chairman, Moro local government. I was born and brought up in Malite, exactly in 1984. I attended primary school, LGA Pilot School Malite, the same thing, government secondary school Malite, before I proceeded to Kwara State Technical College, Lafiaji, for my NC, which I had NC in Agricultural Education. Presently, I'm an undergraduate student of National Open University. Study the same course, which is Agricultural Education. I'm a teacher by profession. I joined teaching profession in 2008. I'm married. I'm happily married with children.
To give platform to everybody, I think this program promised to be in two phases, which to give everybody the chance to get what we're saying here, we'll do it in two phases, which one will be in the English language and the other in our indigenous language. So, here now, as you see, the so nípa fúnra nípa ìfúnwa ní èdè abínibí wa sá.
Mo dúpẹ́ mo sì kí gbogbo ara lé tí wọ́n wò mí. Orúkọ mi ni Jim Destination Sulaiman. A bí mi ní Malete ní ọdún 1984. Mo lọ sí ilé-ìwé alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Malete yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà mo ti lọ secondary school. Kó tó di pé mo lọ sí Láfíàjì tí mo lọ ka ẹ̀kọ́ nípa ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nípa ìkọ́ni. Mo sì gba ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ nípa iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀, olùkọ́ nípa iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀. Lọ́wọ́ báyìí mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé ìwé tí wọ́n pè ní Open University. Mo tún ń ṣe kọ́ọ̀sì kan náà ni mo ṣe tí ń ṣe iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ yìí. Mo jẹ́ olùkọ́. Báyìí mo ti fẹ́yàwó, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sì ti bímọ. Ọdún 2008 ni mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ olùkọ́.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. You are here, you said you vying for the chairmanship post of Moro local government. Under which platform, sir?
Under APC, the ruling party.
Okay.
The Progressive Party.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. If we were to go by that, then I'm very sure you will not be the only one vying for the post. There will be people from your own party, and there will surely be people from other parties. Maybe the opposition parties, don't you the opposition parties? How sure are you? Let's go to your own party. How sure are you that you'll be the flag bearer?
Thank you very much. Presently, I'm coordinator of Moro APC Youth Movement. So this youth movement cut across the 17 wards in Moro local government. And this youth movement are strongly behind me. They were the one who called me to go and represent them.
So you are in which sense saying that you're the candidate for the people?
For the people, exactly. For the youths and the elders.
Okay, let's bring it down. Let's bring it back. Any affair the ipò alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Moro ní abẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC. A mọ̀ pé òṣèlú ní kíní yìí kò lè jẹ́ ìnìkan lẹ́jẹ́ nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tí a sì rí àwọn èèyàn láti inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú mìíràn tí wọ́n ní àwọn ẹ̀jẹ̀. Báwo ló ṣe dá yín lójú pé ẹ̀yin ní APC ó gbé kalẹ̀?
Mo ń ṣe èmi ní alága àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tí a ń pè ní Moro APC Youth Movement. Èmi ní alága wọn. Mi ò ṣàdédé dìde àwọn ìlú náà ni wọ́n pè mí pé mo ti ń ṣe kíní yìí inú àwọn dùn. Àwọn fẹ́ kó lọ represent àwọn ní local government. Fún di èyí, àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tí mo ń sọ yìí gbogbo 17 wards tó wà ní Moro ni wọ́n cut across. So èyí ẹ̀ ló fi mí lẹ́nu balẹ̀ pé tí mo bá wẹ̀yìn mo lè yàn lẹ́yìn. Mi ò kí ń ṣẹni tí wọ́n mọ̀ lágbo òṣèlú rárá. So ìyẹn fi mí lẹ́nu balẹ̀ tí mo gbé ẹni tó kù lọ.
Okay, but what a lot of people want to know is that It's not about people wanting you. Sometimes you might love somebody to be in a post, but they want to hear from the horse's mouth, like, what do you have for them? What are your plans?
Thank you very much. I want you to know one thing. Nigeria of today, those who build it are youths. Let's go back to Yakubu Gowon era. He was 33 by then. And if you go into his history, you will see he recorded a lot of achievement, giant project that we have in Nigeria today. This man was the one behind it. So therefore, youths are the people who knows the problem that they were facing, and they were the one that can solve it. Unlike those who have come from one political party or from one position to another, which they know in and out. As a youth, I want to build my future, but if it is somebody who is over age, he may not want to build it. I can tell you there is one aspirant in Moro, there is one person in Moro local government which has become chairman. When you go to that old man, then he will tell you, they give me this position to be using it to eat. If it is a youth, he will not say so, because he will still come back to meet his people, and they will question him. Then you are in social position, what have you done? So that is why we are the owner of futures. We have to build the futures by ourselves. That is why I'm out to go and build the future for the youth. Among my agenda, I will create employment. We need to diversify economy. Nigeria of today, if to say Nigeria are going to agriculture fully, we will not have problems of economic during this coronavirus period. We will have going to agree every day. Everybody are eating. Food cannot go bankrupt like that of oil if we invest in it. So I'm from Moro, remote area, which we have a larger portion of land for farming. We will divert our economy into agriculture. So by so doing, we employ more youths into it. Then our mothers and our, direct or indirectly, we employ them too. So we have our own agenda for youths, for elders.
Okay. If you say you want to diversify the economy, you want to go into agriculture. Some people want to know how you want to go into that agriculture. What will be your plan? How do you plan? Some people will say we've done it before. How do you plan to do it differently?
Yes, I told you my field is agri, both NC and degree level. And I was born by a farmer. So I know everything about agriculture. So I live at home, not someone who come from outside that then now want to invest into what he doesn't know anything about. So it is my field that I study. I was born by a farmer. I am a practicing farmer. So diversifying the economy into agriculture is very easy. It is one thing we need, monitoring. When I'm in Federal Ministry of Agriculture doing my IT some years ago, with the director, I questioned him that why we don't have a larger farm as a Federal Minister of Agriculture. He told me government doesn't ask them to go into direct farming. He said, this is the only way we can. The man was so disturbed when he had how I made my conversation on how we can make money through agriculture. He said they know it, but the monitoring is the problem. I said, why government doesn't employ those agricultural students that are graduating every year and let them to go into farming? So this we have our own plan, but not for opposition not to take the advantage, we will not expose it all. But we believe if the chances is given to us, it will rule the local government better than before.
Okay, that's on the part of economy and agriculture. What about health sector? Yeah. These people will have what they want in health. What do you plan to do for them?
Yes, that is good. Presently, I'm a teacher. And out of 5 districts of Moro, I've served in 3 in 12 years that I've been in service. I've served in 3 districts, which I've served in 60% of Moro district. So I know the problem of my people. Most of our health centers are not working. They work on the day, but night they were not working. I have every proof of that. So we have to revamp it. Most of our people, they take their treatment here in Illinois, and this causes loss of life and many other things. Because why I say many other things, they die. So that is why we have to revamp our health sector. Let me put it to you. This present government, that is why I want to work with him. he is somebody who is fighting for future for us. Let me tell you, in 1 year, he does not borrow a kobo. How is he doing it? He doesn't hold the civil servant. That is another thing. He has maintained 27 health center, likewise 37 roads in a year, and he doesn't borrow a kobo. So that is why we want to assist him if the opportunity is given to us as a youth. We know he is building the future for us. Someone has challenged me that we know if you go to that position, you will not be able to be sharing money. You know you will do a lot of projects, and I told him that is, he said, because you know I will be doing like Abraman or one, and I said yes, I will do such a thing. All this Abraman is doing, is not doing it for his own family, but he's doing it for entire quarters. How? If the road is well built, the well constructed, the light is well there, the investor will come in. The state is a peaceful state already. What we need is our road, the water, and health center to be well working. And these things are not in place, and this man is trying to do it. So if he has somebody like us in our local government who will compliment his effort there too, because we want people to come and invest in our own local government too.
Kato regional, lady Gessi has a bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ fún wa ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ẹ sọ ní èdè abínibí ẹ tẹrí fáwọn èèyàn ní orí ètò.
Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀. Èmi tí ẹ ń wò yìí, mo sọ síwájú pé mo kọ́ nípa ètò ọ̀gbìn ni mo kọ́ nílé ìwé gíga tó wà ní Láfíàjì. Òun náà ni mo sì tún kọ́ nílé ìwé gíga tó wà ní Ìlọrin ní mo sì jẹ́ olùkọ́ rẹ̀ nílé ìwé tí mo wà. Fún ìdí èyí, mo fẹ́ tí mo bá dé alága, mo fẹ́ gbé ètò ká gbé ara kó nípa pé wọ́n ó fún wa níjọba àpapọ̀ ó fún wa lówó ká kó ọrọ̀ ajé wa lọ sínú ọ̀gbìn. Ilẹ̀ wa ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi ń dáko ni. Àwọn bàbá wa àgbẹ̀ ni wọ́n. Èmi tẹ́ ń wòye ọmọ àgbẹ̀ ni bàbá mi ìsàlàyé àgbẹ̀ ni wọ́n. Fún ìdí èyí, mo mọ̀ ń pa rẹ̀ kò ń ṣe pé bóyá mo wà lÉkòó àbí wọ́n bí mi sí Kaduna àbí wọ́n bí mi sílẹ̀ mo wá dé mo wá fẹ́ tàwọn èèyàn pé mo lè ṣe àgbẹ̀ lóò. Mo ń ṣe àgbẹ̀ dáadáa. Àgbẹ̀ làwọn tó bí mi. Fún ìdí èyí, a gbé ọrọ̀ ajé wa lọ sínú àgbẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá wo ìṣòro tó bá wa nísìnyí Corolla ó ló Corolla. Tá a bá níjọba tó dáa ni, a ní ìṣòro ní Kwara yìí. Pápá àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọn ò ní ìṣòro. Torí wọ́n tí wọ́n mọ̀ sá sí lábẹ́ ní pé ọ̀rọ̀ Corolla ọ̀nà Corolla kò jẹ́ káwọn orí owó yín san, kò jẹ́ káwọn náà. But ìjọba yìí wọ́n jẹ́ ìjọba tó lójú àánú. Tí wọ́n bá wà ní local government tiwa táwa náà bá bí tá a bá wà níjọba ìbílẹ̀ tiwa, a kún wọn lọ́wọ́ láti lè ṣe dáadáa báwọn náà ti ń ṣe dáadáa yìí. So ìdí nìyẹn tí mo fi wù pé kí n jáde nígbà táwọn èèyàn sọ pé àmọ́ kó o lè ṣe wà lọ ṣojú wa mẹ́. Ìdí nìyẹn mo fi jáde.
Lórí ètò ìlera, a sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ètò ìlera lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì náà. So ẹ̀sán ọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́ ní ẹnu nìkan láti gbọ́ pọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ní dísítì 5 ló wà ní Moro, 3 ni mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Léyìí tó ṣe pé tá a bá dá Moro sí ìdá 100, mo ti kó ìdá 100 mẹ́ tí mo ti ṣiṣẹ́. Mo mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ wa. Àwọn hospital wa ọ̀sán nìkan ni wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́, wọn kì í ṣiṣẹ́ lálẹ́. Kí ló sì fà nígbà tí ò sáwọn kan tí wọ́n á lò kò ṣe àlẹ́. Fún ìdí èyí, a fẹ́ dá ètò ìlera wa padà. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n á kú wọ́n á tún náwó ṣòfò. Lọ́nà wo ni nígbà tí wọ́n bá ṣe pé wọ́n ń sáré bọ̀ láti òkú páwọn fẹ́ wá gba ìtọ́jú nílọrin nígbà tí ò sí ìtọ́jú tó péye nílé. So káwò ká tó dé lọ́rin yẹn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ti lè bàjẹ́, wọ́n á ná owó wọ́n á tún padà sọ ní àsìkò wọn náà wọ́n á tún fi kalẹ̀. Fún ìdí ìbọ̀ tá a bá ṣe àwọn health center wa tó bá wà ní standard form, kò sí nípa àtúnbọ̀ wá sí kíláǹbù pọ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bàbá tó bí mi lé ló ń gbé. So tó bá wà rẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe ó di dandan kí n gbé wọn wá sí Ìlọrin, kò yẹ kó jẹ́ dandan kí n gbé wọn wá sí Ìlọrin. Hospital ilé ló yẹ kí n fi wọ́n sí. Ilé lèmi náà ti ń ṣiṣẹ́, ìpààyàn mo ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. Kókó wá rẹ̀ mi kí wọ́n á ní mò ń sáré bọ̀ wá lọ́rin, máa lọ Monday òdi Friday. So gbogbo àwọn wọ̀nyí ó ti jẹ́ káwa máa ṣe ní pétọ̀ ní tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní. So a sì ready láti ṣiṣẹ́ tó health center wa léyìí tí òun ṣe pé ẹ̀rù là á fi ń ṣe àmọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa àdẹ̀ ready láti sọ́fẹ̀.
From what you're saying, you're trying to say you're a grassroots politician. And you know the people from the roots.
Yes.
But the thing is this, there is this issue of sweat.
Yes.
There have been a lot of things even before this administration.
Yes.
There have been some issues of joint accounts and all those things. And then now we're having a wave of autonomy for local government.
Yes.
So when you go in, how do you handle this issue of autonomy that has been granted by the federal government? So What do you want to do with that? If you are given an autonomy to handle your allocation by yourself, how do you plan to handle that?
Thank you very much. You know, when you have opportunity on something, don't mess it up. The reason is that when you mess it up once, these are the things people doesn't know. I may think I will not need to help anymore, but what of my children? That is what I'm telling people about Abraham. He was the one who first said he will remove all his hand. He removed all his hand from local government money allocation. That local government will be accessing their money directly from federal government. That is why we want to go in. We don't want it to go to wrong hands. I said we will diversify the economy. If not because the autonomy of local government is given to us, we cannot do it. Because people will be behind you, be telling you this is what you should be doing, this is what you do, because they know the little amount they will give you. And the amount they will give you will not be in essence, talk less you will not want to diversify the economy of your local government. But by now, which once you pay the salary, you know there should be some certain amount left behind. This amount are to be used to buy equipment that we want to use on diversification of economy. Because in Moro local government, they sell all the tractors, the graders, and all other things that we can use. But we are going in to go and rebuild the local government back.
Okay, now you talked about tractors. Like some people have sold some tractors, and now the current government in Kwara State now saying that they have procured some tractors for farmers to use, and like you see, the whole of the 16 local government have their own tractors. When you come in, what I'm saying is, would you procure new tractors, or would you just liaise with the state governments, not just to manage the funds?
I don't want to liaise with state government because these tractors are falling in Moro local government. It hasn't up to the use of my people. Why will I be blocking their chance when they give me the chance to go and represent them? So therefore, we procure our own in order not to disturb their own chances of farming. So we want to go on our own, and we are going it on independent. Not that we want to depend on anybody. Not that we want to depend on anybody. And thorough monitoring will be there for people who work with us. We are not going to be a chairman that will sit in office and accept people to go and expect people to go and fend for money and bring it to them. We will go there and see by ourselves what are the challenges these people are facing, in order to let you know what is the next to provide for them, for you to realize your goal and objective you are setting for your people.
Kejeka wale de asọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìlágbára wọn tí àwọn olùgbàláyé kí àwọn gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan ṣe pé kí àwọn alága ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ pé kí wọ́n jẹ́ kó ṣe kí wọ́n mọ mójútó ìpín wọn tí wọ́n láti inú àkótó ìjọba àpapọ̀. Tí wọ́n bá fún yín ní ààyè pé ẹ̀yin nínú local government rẹ̀ gba gbogbo ní ẹ̀ṣẹ́ ìwéjì òní, ṣé báwo lè fẹ́ ṣe owó wọn?
Ó dùn mọ́ mi púpọ̀. Mo sọ kí nípa pé a fẹ́ gbé ẹ̀kọ́nọ́mì Moro dìde. Tẹ́ ẹ bá wo Moro lónìí, gbogbo àwọn katakata ní àwọn irinṣẹ́ táwọn èèyàn lè lò láti fi gbé ẹ̀kọ́nọ́mì dìde, òun ni wọ́n ti kó tàtà. Nígbà tí kété tíjọba Abraham ti dé ni ọ̀gá ti jẹ́ ká mọ̀ wípé àwọn ò ní nǹkan kan ṣe pẹ̀lú owó local government. Ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni nǹkan yín látọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀, ẹ̀yin náà lè máa gbà á. Tó bá dẹ̀ já ẹ̀yin lè máa àkáǹtì fún níwájú àwọn tó bá yẹ àkáǹtì fún. Fún di èyí tí ò bá ń ṣe èèyàn gidi ló bá bọ́ síbẹ̀, á ṣòwò wa ló fún. Moro ti wà lẹ́yìn lọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́. Fún di èyí a fẹ́ tún un kọ́ ni làwa fi ní pẹ̀tọ̀ ká lọ bẹ̀ ká lọ ṣàtúnṣe yẹn. So tá a bá nísìngbà tí wọ́n ti fún wa láyè rẹ̀ tó o bá ṣe bó ṣe yẹ kó o ṣe, EFCC wà mẹ́, ICPC wà mẹ́. Mo sọ kí ní kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan, ìwọ lè má wá, ìwọ lè wo pé mi ò ní wà kankan mọ́, ọmọ rẹ̀ ń kọ́. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn máa ń rò, àwọn àgbàlagbà ní ẹ̀yin náà rò, ajá ọdẹ. So ẹ̀yin yẹn àwa rò papọ̀, kọ́sà àwọn tó bí wa ò borúkọ wọn jẹ́, àwa náà ò ní borúkọ jẹ́ fáwọn wọn. Fún mi èyí, a bá gba owó local government, a ní kó owó local government lọ, a san owó òṣìṣẹ́ bó ṣe yẹ ká san. Kọ́sà àwa náà ara wọn ni wá. So ti àmọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ tó ń kojú wọn. tó tá bá wá nígbà náà a fẹ́ ṣaburú fún wọn àwa náà lọ́mọ ìyá tó ń ṣe àwa náà ń ṣe aláwọn ọmọ ìyàwó tó ń ṣe alọ́mọ tó ń ṣe so therefore á jẹ́ ìbànújẹ́ fún àwọn nígbà ọ̀dà wa ló wá ṣaburú báyìí fún wa ká tó wá tó sọ pé àwọn mìíràn tí wọ́n nígbàgbọ́ nínú wọn so a ní láti tún ọ̀la wa ṣe ká tún ọ̀la wa ṣe torí ọ̀la.
Okay, let me just run along with what you just said. You say you're a teacher.
Yeah.
And when one of the brouhaha that happened in 2019 election was that the SUBEB teachers were being owed a huge amount of money. And now, how do you plan to do things differently?
I said I'm a teacher, in which I'm not an outsider, I'm insider. I know the problem of my people. They were all promotion, their yearly increment were there. So we have to come in to see with these people what we can do together to solve this problem. Not only the teachers, the entire workforce in our local government. Because they are the engine rooms of government. If you offend them, your career will get detriment. I will not mention any names, but let's cite of the who themselves. Then the present Kwara State that I can tell you what Jima Sulaiman goes through between 2015 and 2019. I've been in struggle since 2010 that we must change the previous administration, and from then I've been facing one challenges or the other, but to God be the glory, we are here we are today. So problem of SUBEB, I know it very well. Problem of Moro local government, I know it very well, and I'm ready to solve it because they are my people, they are my brother, they are my fathers. So they are our wife, they are our sisters. If you refuse to do that, we will go back to home. That is our own. I'm not from Lagos, I'm not from Kaduna, I'm not Ilorin based. My father's at home. So I will go back home, whether I like it or not.
Okay, coming forward as a lórí ìtẹ̀sọ́tẹ̀ yìí náà pé ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn olùkọ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ táwọn sí àwọn SUBEB teachers ó jẹ́ nǹkan tí yóò kódà ẹni tí ò mọ̀ kankan pa wọn ní ọdún 2019 táwọn ìtẹ́rẹ̀ gbogbo kálukú lọ́wọ́ pé owó ní ọ̀rọ̀ owó kan wọ́n san lórílẹ̀-èdè ṣùgbà náà lẹ́yìn tí ní ẹ̀yìn náà fẹ́ wọ ọdún kẹsì bọ́ bàtà wọn kí lẹ ní fún wọn tí ó yàtọ̀ sí èyí tí wọ́n ti rí tẹ́lẹ̀ tẹ́ káwọn náà fi rí ìkúndùn ìjọba àwọn ara wa jẹ.
Àkọ́kọ́ àgbéga wọn wọ dédé nínú ìjọba wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọdọọdún ó ní nǹkan kan tí wọ́n fún wọn ní yearly increment bíi 500 1,700 kò sáwọn yẹn mọ́ níjọba tó lọ lẹ́nu bàtà abrahamu dé wọ́n ti ṣe ètò sálárì wọn lọ dédé promotion wọn wọ́n ti ní kí wọ́n ṣe kán sí gbogbo promotion wọn tí ó fi lọ síwájú àwa náà ní láti kún wọn lọ́wọ́ because èmi gangan mi kì í sára ta ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ mi náà ti ṣiṣẹ́ mo mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ wọn fún díẹ̀ yìí tí mo fi dìde yẹn pé mo rẹ́dì láti sọ́ọ̀fì sọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn mi yàtọ̀ sẹ́ni tí ò bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ tó ẹgbẹ́ tán bá lọ bá gbà owó tẹ fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ mi ti pọ̀jù kò ní rántí pé àwọn gangan lágbára ìjọba àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ kò ń ṣe òṣìṣẹ́ SUBEB nìkan òṣìṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ti wà ńbẹ̀ òṣìṣẹ́ local government wà ńbẹ̀ àwọn revenue officer wà ńbẹ̀ àwọn gangan ní agbára local government mo sọ wípé afẹ́ diversify ẹ̀kọ́ ni àwọn kan lákòóso ẹ̀ tí wọ́n mọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ó lówó tí wọ́n mọ̀ gbà lóṣooṣù tá a bá fún wọn kalẹ̀ tá a bá fún wọn ṣáàlì láti yọrí níta aláfẹ́ ṣe kò ní ṣàṣeyọrí fún di èyí a ní láti mú òṣìṣẹ́ lọ́kùnkúndùn fún àṣeyọrí ìjọba tiwa náà mo rántí ìjọba kan ti wá Láàjì Adébáyọ̀ kò ṣe ju kankan lọ ní Moro local government he was the present party chairman of Moro owó òṣìṣẹ́ tó bá tí wọ́n jẹ kalẹ̀ ló san and he had the glory ever since then the sin wọn ò fi kalẹ̀ ẹnu nǹkan tó ṣe náà nìyẹn ẹ̀rọ ìwádìí and ó sì ń gba kí ni ó ń gba ìwúrí rẹ̀ dòní tó ń kálukú bá rí ṣe báyìí tó ṣe yẹn ó mú kínú àwọn ẹgùn àwa náà rí ẹ̀kọ́ kan lára rẹ̀ nígbà tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí fi ṣèjọba ọ̀dọ́ ni ó ti ṣèjọba láti 2004 to 2007 ọ̀dọ́ ni wọ́n nígbà kan fi ṣèjọba yẹn ẹ wá wo 2004 to 2007 which is over 13 years ènìyàn ti ṣèjọba wọ́n dẹ̀ wà níjọba àwọn wọ́n sì relevant lónìí tó bá ṣe pé wọ́n bá ṣàbúrú ni a sì gbàgbé mo ti sọ̀kan síwájú yín wọ́n fún mi kí n máa fi jẹun kí wọ́n fún yàn ní ipò èrò council chairman kó ní wọ́n ní kó máa fi jẹun ṣe mọ̀ tó ìgbà tẹ́ni yìí ò kí ń sọ̀rọ̀ kó jẹ́ kó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ìgbà Láàjì Adébáyọ̀ ọjọ́ ọ̀dọ́ ńgbà yẹn ó ṣe lọ dáadáa kalẹ̀ láti sọ à tó fi jẹ́ kí wọ́n tún lè rí ipò alága ẹgbẹ́ dìmú tó bá ṣe pé wọn bá ṣe dáadáa ẹnìkan kan lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n nípa ìdìmú.
Teachers, like, what's your plan on education?
Education is a bedrock of civilization, and if you go against education, you are holding the state into ransom. How? The thoughts today that are rampant here and there, it is because they have no education. That is why. And if you want to compete in the entire world, it is through education. Even to become those people who are fanning the traditional rulers, if you don't have education, it will be difficult for you to get it tomorrow. Talk less. Being a governor, this council chairman that I'm fighting for, if I'm not educated, why am I going to be there? Nobody will come and call the literate to come and represent them as council chairman. The reason why we are fighting for it is because we are an educated somebody, and we will not tamper with education in this way. Governor Abraham Abrasak, I will be quoting him. He distributed textbook and notebooks for our pupils and students. That's all. Before the coronavirus issue, that time, in that very time. So we will complement that very thing. It is good agenda, and we must implement it too within our people. Even the teachers, I told you I'm one of them. Some teacher cannot afford the lesson note, and the lesson note is what you use to plan what you will teach in class. We will produce them the lesson note as they have been doing it before. The written materials, the textbooks, and buildings of more classroom and renovations of the one on ground. Then equal distribution of teachers, because I said I know in some area in Moro that you will find one teacher, two teachers. Then if you provide every machinery and the people that will use that very machinery are not there, what you are expecting you will not get. The goal you are expecting will not come out in the way you want it. That is why I am fighting for that. I'm one of these people. I'm not just I'm inside. I'm one of them. I know their problem and I'm ready to solve it.
Láti gbẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gan, lásìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí nínú kìkì tó sọ pé olùkọ́ ní akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè lórí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní ẹ̀sìn mọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ púpọ̀. Tí a fẹ́ sọ ẹni sìn kí lètò tẹ̀lé gẹ́lẹ́ ló ṣe sọ fún wa ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, ètò tẹ̀lé fún àwọn fún nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ lórí ètò ẹ̀kọ́.
Kò sí níbi àwùjọ tí ò bá sí ẹ̀kọ́ kò lè sí lọ síwájú níbẹ̀. Gbogbo tí sì ń jẹ́ àgbáyé ẹ̀kọ́ ni wọ́n fi ń darí ẹ̀ lónìí. Tó bá dẹ̀ di lọ́la ó lè má ti di òní òní táwa mi ò lè má ṣe but lọ́la téèyàn bá fẹ́ jẹ pé àwọn tí ó mọ̀ jẹ́ akọ́dà wa tí ò bá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọn ní fún di èyí àwa nífẹ̀ẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wa ní Mòrò kí wọ́n mọ̀ wá wà kankan wá sí pé ẹ̀kọ́ ni wọ́n fún wọn já wọn àìṣe tọ́gì Mòrò ẹ̀ lè rí tọ́gì Mòrò. So but àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ tọ́gì lónìí ìgbà tí ò sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí ò sí ní children fún di èyí a ní láti pèsè tí ó yẹ fún àwọn èèyàn wa láti lè fún ẹ̀kọ́. Àpẹẹrẹ gómìnà Abrahaman wọ́n pín ìwé fún àwọn ọmọléèwé àwa náà ó ṣe nǹkan tó jọmọ́ yẹn. Àwọn olùkọ́ wa àwọn ìwé kan bẹ tó ṣe pé ó yẹ kí wọ́n mọ fi kọ́ pé tọ̀ bóò la ṣe fẹ́ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ wọn ní aláti ṣèyẹn fún wọn torí báwa wà lára wọn ló jẹ́ ká mọ̀ ìṣòro wọn láti fi rẹ́ẹ̀dì pé a fẹ́ sọ̀fẹ̀. So a fẹ́ ìṣòro láti pé n tí ò jẹ́ kí n ríṣẹ́ ṣe mi ò ní a fẹ́ fún wọn. Àwọn ibì kọ̀ọ̀kan tún wá wà tó ṣe pé kò sólùkọ́ bí ká bá olùkọ́ kan méjì nínú Mòrò wà kan yìí náà ni. Táwa bá débẹ̀ a ní láti ṣe pọ́s ajára wọn a ní láti ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà nídìí ẹgbẹ́ tó níbi báyìí kò sí kí wọ́n báyìí. So látara pé wọ́n fún wa ní ìkápá pé ká máa dá owó Mòrò jẹ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń gba level 1 and 6 àwa náà ó mọ̀ gbà wọ́n yẹn tí wọ́n mọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ níbi àwọn àyè tá à ń sọ wọ̀nyí tí òfin sí pé tá a bá tiẹ̀ kó iṣẹ́ kalẹ̀ àwọn tí ó lò ó tó sí gbogbo ẹ̀ la fẹ́ kọ́ àwọn ọ̀gá fáwọn èèyàn. Mo fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí kí gómìnà wa fún ti bàbá wọn tí ó ṣaláìsí bàbá gómìnà nìkan kọ́ bàbá gbogbo wa ní Kwara ni because tẹ́ ẹ bá wò wọ́n àwọn ni àkọ́kọ́ lọ́ọ̀yà ní nọ́dánà léyìí tó fi hàn pé Kwara ògbó Kwara ni wọ́n ògbó nọ́dà ni wọ́n ògbó Nàìjíríà ògbó Áfíríkà ògbó òwò ni wọ́n tún àwọn ni àkọ́kọ́ ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ dá léèwé kalẹ̀ tó ṣe pé ilé ìwé aládàáni ní Kwara yìí tó padà wá di GHS Government High School Adéta léyìí tó fi hàn pé bàbá yìí fẹ́ràn lọ síwájú ní tó jẹ́ kí n máa sọ̀rọ̀ yìí lásìkò yìí ni pé àsìkò bí ẹ̀kọ́ ládé ẹ wà rí i pé ẹlẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni bàbá wa rò pé kí ni mo lè fi contribute wọ́n wá gbé wa ìyẹn láti fi tọ̀ ká fi reduce àwọn tí ò ní kàwé, that is to reduce illiteracy. Baba has contributed a lot. We pray to Almighty Allah to grant him the highest place of the Jannah Firdaus. So we equally condole with His Excellency, the family and the Emirate and the entire Kwara on the demise of Baba, and we pray that Baba should be reposed, Baba soul should be reposed in Jannah Firdaus, and God should give us fortitude to bear the irreparable loss, because it's a irreparable loss. Somebody like that, we cannot find it in the history of Kwara anymore, unless if you are lying to ourselves. Unless if you are lying to ourselves. We condole with the Excellency on that.
Alright, thank you very much. Now we've talked about education, we've talked about empowerment and employment, we've talked about it. Now you are going there to be an executive chairman. Now you have your own power, you have your own legislative and this that one of the major problems we have, one of the things we find it difficult to understand is issue of infrastructure and development. We used to believe that it's exclusive only to the executive, only to the federal and the state government. But from what I've been reading lately, I read that a council chairman also have infrastructural duties. So what will you do to them? You talk about road buildings then. What will you do for the people about roads? Because you'll be going into the rural area, doing your agriculture. You need to bring the goods from the farm to the city. How do you plan to do that?
Predominantly our fathers are farmers, our youths are farmers, in which they need nothing. They need good land, they need equipment, and after we need good road network for transportation of their product from the farm to where they will sell it or to the city. I said one thing the other time that giving us autonomy, they sell all what we need in local government. I told you I was born in Maniti. I live in there. I could remember when we were young, when we were in primary school. We used to see every year they used to grade every road in Moro. The grader has been sold out. The grader are not there today. We need to buy another one. We have to start it back. We have to start it back. Grading the road. If we cannot tie it, but we have to grade it to the extent that it will be motorable. And whatever you put on the road, like bicycle, motorcycle, even if you take ox, it will take you smoothly. That it will not give you any. Then, by so doing, we have to buy, I said it the other time, we have to buy grader. And that is why we are happy that autonomy has been given to us. And Governor Abdulrahman himself has said it that it is now how you spend the money that you account for. So, buildings of road, we have to build it. We have to build the road. I told you I'm working in Ipaye. Out of the 3 districts I've worked, it is only Ipaye that is having tar road from Arobadi to Yanajambera. It's not getting to Ipaye town. So that very way, it's not well working. Because from Alapa, it's supposed to be from Alapa to Bakase, the road link to Bakase. Nothing was there. So our people are suffering. When after they are harvesting their goods, to sell it is a problem. It is now come to middlemen. The middlemen will buy it at cheaper rate and sell it at higher price. But if the roads are well built, well constructed, then they will be taking this thing. There is a lot of people, I remember some of our fathers were employed during those days, they will cut the bendings, So for you to be seeing far, then the grader will now grade the road for it to be motorable. You need to do that.
Okay, because I was saying most especially lórí ọ̀nà àwọn bàbá wa tí wọ́n bá ṣe iṣẹ́ oko tán wọ́n nílò ọ̀nà tó dáa láti gbé èrè oko lọ sí ọjà lọ́ta. gbogbo wa láti mọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n wà ní àwọn ibi sí ọ̀nà tí ó kọjú sùn fún àwọn láti gbé ọjà àwọn láti inú oko lọ sí ọjà. So kí lẹ̀yin rò pé kí lẹ̀yin fẹ́ ṣe lórí ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn?
Mo dúpẹ́, mo ń sọ síwájú pé ìlú èyí tí wọ́n ti bí mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ti lọ léwé alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀. Mo rántí àwọn bàbá wa kan wà nígbà ìkan tí wọ́n gbà wọ́n, àwọn a máa bẹ́ igi tó bá wà ní etí ọ̀nà, then grader wọ́n á fi grade ọ̀nà yẹn, gbogbo ọ̀nà tó bá jẹ́ ibi tó curve tó bend wọ́n á bẹ́ ẹ̀ máa rí wájú tó ṣe pé tọkọ̀ kan bá ń bọ̀ láti jìnnà ọkọ̀ yẹn ẹ̀ á ti rí tipẹ́tipẹ́ ẹ̀ fi mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rìn ẹ̀ ní kọlu ayé. Grader yìí àwọn ìjọba tá a ní sẹ́yìn wọ́n ti tà á dànù, a ní kí á ti rà ní ká grade gbogbo ọ̀nà. Mo sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀nà Ìpàpáyẹ́, ọ̀nà yẹn láti Alápá ló ti yẹ kó lọ jáde sí Bàkàsí, láti Alápá kó wá Sárọ̀bàjì kó lọ bọ̀ wọ́n gbé látàgbàjì kò dé Ìpàyẹ́ yìí gan, ìlú kan bẹ Ìyànà Àjàmẹ́ra là ń pè, ibẹ̀ lọ̀nà yẹn dé, ó tún pa 2 kilometers sí Ìpàyẹ́ débi pé yóò wá lọ Bàkàsí. Gbogbo àwọn ọ̀nà wa kò sí ètò àbótúrú bí mo ní ọ̀nà mẹ́ta ni mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ ní Moro dáadáa. Mo fẹ́ kí n fún yín láwọn àpẹẹrẹ kan. Ọ̀nà kan bẹ láti Ọ̀yún bí lọ jáde sólórí, ọ̀nà yẹn bó ṣe dáa tó yẹ pé tí ara Ọ̀yún bá tún fẹ́ lọ Olóoru kò yẹ kán sì sọ pé àwọn ń bọ̀ wá lọ́rin àbí àwọn ń lọ Òkèrè, ó yẹ kí wọ́n gba ọ̀nà yẹn dàrẹ́tì kan lọ ni wọ́n á ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá sí Ìlọrin àbí kí wọ́n lọ sókèrè. Ọ̀kan nìyẹn ní ọ̀nà kan bẹ ní láti Ọlọ́kọ̀ lọ Séjì, ọ̀nà ni ọ̀nà bẹ láti Alápá tó wá jáde sí Sáàdú. Kò ń ṣe pé a lè má lè dá lọ́dà, but a gbọ́dọ̀ grade ẹ̀ ká ṣe é bí àwọn tí a rí nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀, tí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe táwọn bá fi ń rí èrè oko wọn kó jáde, táwọn ọ̀dọ́ tí wọ́n fi ń rí èrè oko wọn jáde. Ìyẹn ló mú kọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn padà sá fún iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀. Tá a bá ṣiṣẹ́ ìtàn tá a kéré àti tà àwọn kan ni wọ́n wá ń gbẹrù lérí àwọn lóko, wọ́n á lè lọ tà lórí ege níta. But tó wá ṣe pé àwọn tá a bá ṣe ọ̀nà fún wa mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn àpò àti oúnjẹ àdàpọ̀ nínú ìṣòro ìdí nìyẹn tá a fi rò pé a lè ṣe.
Okay, when we started the program, I told you that this is politics, and you talked about your own party. You said you are the youth coordinator or the coordinator of your Moro representative. And now, if you become you will dealt with counterparts from the opposition parties. How do you plan to handle that?
Yes, I'm so happy for this question. Let me tell you today, I said I'm in struggle since 2010. I pitched my tent with them ever since 2010, and since then I've been giving them headache. Let me don't go too far. 2015, I was transferred to my presentation because of politics. I'm saying this, you can go to my meeting and ask my question and ask my people. They now stand against them that you must bring him back. The then Education Secretary, yes, Malamusari, as Babalano, he came to my school where I'm teaching presently with one of our own brother, which is Mr. Amidu Raji, that they said they should return me back to my former station. And I told them, the day I receive appointment, there is one column there that said, will you be able to serve any part of your local government? And I said yes. That is why I wrote acceptance letter that I will do. So this place is also part of Moro, and I was there then. So I was there till 2019. I was the agent of my polling booth. The day they had, opposition had that I'm the agent of my polling booth, they forget about the remaining polling booth in my ward. They started to run here and there. They went to my daddy and he has to call me, plead to me that I should go and drop the agent. And I told him I will not drop it. After that, once they see that my father can not convince me, they threaten me. I have some of people who can bear me witness. They threaten me that if we didn't succeed this very election, they will sack me, they will dismiss me from service. And I told them I'm ready to be sacked because you didn't sack us, but you didn't give us what we want. And people are saying we are working, and we are working like an elephant, we are handling like an ant. So therefore, I prefer you sack me and people will see that will not be added to your transfer you did in 2015. Then you sack me in 2019 because we want liberation for the state. I use the strong head to serve as an agent. You know what they later called me? Because they told my father to told me that I should drop it, and I refused to drop it because we want liberation for the state. So that is why opposition to me, they fear me. They fear me.
Okay.
Even let me tell you, in my ward, there is one association in my own town, MCD, Malete Community Development Association. We have to have a meeting every Sunday at Malete. I was there about 3 to 4 weeks ago. Some opposition comes up that if you are given the ticket, we must vote for you. Because, not because of anything, you know what you are doing. You are not just a youth. That is what the Moro local government.
For every strength, there will surely be weaknesses. Everybody have their weaknesses. What are your foreseeable challenges? What are the things you think can be the stumbling block?
I told you I'm a civil servant. A guy has called me some times ago. People have made publish on that we know why we get you. You have no money that you can spend for us. So if the boy even told me he is members of Moro APC women, he come with a private number. Even if I check my phone, the private number. He has been flashing me time without number. But you know, someone who is flashing with private number, wide number, you cannot call the person back until he calls. So the day he calls me, did you know who is? I don't know, but God knows you. So, this is what I want you to know. You should go and drop your ambition. And I said, why? He said, we don't want somebody who will not spend for us. I said, you are a youth, I'm a youth. I said, yes. Even I'm members of your organization. I said, that's fine. That you are members of my organization. And for you to now see that, for me to drop my demo, and my ambition is quite better. Why not part of those who said I should? They said, if you are in the meeting, then you will not support. So that's it. And you said it and say you will not say it out, but this is how you will come. So what is happening? What do you want from me? So go and drop. You want somebody who will spend for us. And I said, that is where I come with Governor Abdulrahman and President. These people are building our future for us. If they want to squander our money like others that has come and go, they have no problem. Are their family in this state? He said no. They were building so that more investors will come. Those youth that are not employed, that are graduate, that are not yet employed, we gain employment. We should commend and compliment the effort by putting ourselves into government. He said we just don't want you. So that is part of the challenge. And that doesn't let me discourage. That doesn't discourage me. It gave me more strength that some people are just glutton. Let me put it down, glutton. What they will eat is what they're concerned about. Their future is less to them. They see that when I get to future, I will look for what I will get. But they forget that their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, they were part of their future. So if you refuse to build tomorrow for those people, they will, even if you are in grave, we are praying for Governor Abdulrahman Father now. If the man doesn't build what is request for the prayer, we will not pray for him. That is why I, Jima Sulaiman, am trying to come in and build future of myself and that of my incoming generation. And a future where everybody want to live in Moro. Everybody, I said everybody want to live in Moro. As people are running from here and there to learn that Ilorin is a peaceful state, that's a peaceful state. I want to be Moro to be better than Ilorin. I want to be Moro to be far better than Ilorin.
Alright, àkókò tí kò wá ní pàpàmọ́ra àti sọ̀rọ̀ bíi mẹ́ta ní ara wọn nísìnyí. Ẹ kàn bá mi sọ́pọ̀ sójú kan ọ̀rọ̀ pé a gbà pé nínú ẹgbẹ́ APC ẹ ti mọ̀ pé ó dá yín lójú APC ó fà kalẹ̀. Ẹ sì rí àwọn alátakò láti inú ẹgbẹ́ alátakò. Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe kojú àwọn yìí? Nǹkan tí ìrántí wèrè lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ni pé ṣe báwọn kan máa tẹ pé olóṣèlú gbogbo àwọn pa gbogbo ọ̀gbìn lẹ́sẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ṣé olóṣèlú aláàfíà lẹ́yìn àti pé tẹ bá pàdé irú àwọn èèyàn báwo lẹ ṣe pláàni láti báwọn ṣe.
Ṣé rí àkọ́kọ́ náà mo kú gbogbo ẹ tó bá gbégbá kò ọmọ Moro ni wọ́n. Fún ẹni tí ó bá mọ̀ mí dáadáa wọ́n mọ̀ pé mi ò ń ṣe jàgídíjàgan. Téèyàn bá wá bá mi as analysis nǹkan tó bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ fún ni pé eléyìí mo rí báyìí eléyìí mo rí báyìí eléyìí mo rí báyìí. So tí ò bá tẹ́ Ọlọ́run gbogbo tó bá fi kàn án pé àbá máa jà I will leave that place. But nípa ká sọ̀rọ̀ mo máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn òṣèlú bó ọba ọpá bó òkú lẹ́sẹ̀ ẹ ti rírú àwọn àyẹn wípé tọ̀ nítorí jẹ́ kíní tí wọ́n á jẹ mo sì kọ́ tí wọ́n bá bàjẹ́ ní tí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ láyé ni wọ́n wá ní tí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ kò kàn wọ́n. Àpẹẹrẹ mo ti dọ́dọ̀ local government party chairman mo dẹ̀ ti dọ́dọ̀ woman leader mo sọ fún wọn wípé mo wá ipò yìí kò ń ṣe gbogbo ọpá bò gbogbo lẹ́sẹ̀ mo sọ fún wọn not do or die àfíà Ọlọ́run mo sì ń ṣàdúrà kan tó pé àwọn èèyàn máa ń sọ pé wáyé ni mo ní ẹni tó dáa jù nínú gbogbo aspirant ní kọ́lọ̀ ń kóyàn fún Moro torí Moro wà lẹ́yìn mi ò sọ pé èmi tó wáyé pé mi mo bá dáa jù kọ́lọ̀ ń kóyàn tí ò bá ń ṣe bí ẹni mi tó bá tó dáa. So téèyàn bá wá dúró pé gbogbo ọpá bò gbogbo lẹ́sẹ̀ ni so èèyàn lè ju èèyàn lọ́pọ̀ Ọlọ́run ju gbogbo wa lọ. So therefore ẹ rí i pé ìgbà tí mo sọ pé àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ wá but èmi ni mo sọ wọn pé mi ìmọ̀ fẹ́ mi ibi tí mo lọ bó ṣe rí the same thing gbogbo mi mo ṣe lọ yìí bá àwọn tí mo ń sọ yìí party chairman àwọn tí mo ń lọ rí àlemọ́jú méjì lọ kọ́ra mi jẹ́ gbé mọ́tò machine àwọn gbé lọ cause mi ìfẹ́ kó ṣe pé ọ̀dọ́ a máa pọ̀ káwá débẹ̀ kẹ́rù máa wá bà wọ́n pé àbí wọ́n fẹ́ wá nà wá àbí wọ́n fẹ́ wá ṣe kíní kan so ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn máa ti kọjá lára wọn gẹ́gẹ́ tó mọ̀ pé ẹni yìí òun ní wá kí wọ́n kó kọ́ rẹ̀ máa ti kọjá lọ cause mi ìlọbẹ̀ láti lọ ṣe fáàrí mi ìlọbẹ̀ láti lọ ṣe fáàrí mò ń lọ bẹ̀ láti lọ ṣàtúnṣe ni mo sì fẹ́ lọ búdò orúkọ tòun náà kò ń ṣe pé mo lọ jalè so ẹni tó bá fẹ́ lọ jalè ni ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe tí ò yẹ kó ṣe pàrọ̀ mo ti láwọn kan wọ́n ti pè mí láti lé pé àwọn kan wọ́n nígbà náà pé a ti step down fáwọn mo ń lọ ẹni pẹ́ kó step down lónìí tó náà ṣe pé ẹ má bá wọn jà àwa ló lọ sọ́dọ̀ wọn tẹ bá ti lè di pé ó parọ́ fún wa ó ṣe kí nìkan ó ṣe nìkan ẹ máa so campaign strategy tí wọ́n táwọn draw ní àwọn ò ní fi rọ́ ṣe kankan ẹ̀yọ́ kan ti wá nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ká irọ́ lẹ̀ lè pa yìí so àwọn nǹkan tẹ ní àti sọ sẹ́yìn tẹ ní kí n sọ so we can come in.
Well, our time is fast spent already. Like, well, the next thing I will be concerned about, like, to cover everything, what will be concerned about? Your advice for the youth, your advice for other aspirants, and your feel for the electorate.
I want to call on every aspirant. I believe one thing. God is the one who gives the authority of throne to who he desires. He wants. Let everybody have that one at the back of mind. Whoever that emerge, if I'm not emerge, I will give that person maximum support of myself and my people. And if I emerge, I want them to equally work with me. Most of them, all the aspirants that I'm seeing from my opposition party, they are my senior. So why will I say that I want to fight them? I'm praying to equally become another statesman some days. But if you start as a third, where would that lead you to? Those who are third yesterday, where are they today? So therefore, I'm calling on my youth, the youths generally, that we should not allow people to use us for what is not necessary. When I'm going for the last election, I wrote it on my Facebook wall that every youth must think and think twice. If you are sent by any aspirant that you should go and snatch ballot paper or you should go and disrupt election in one political or the other, you are gone. And you are spoiling the name of your family, the name of your own children, that family house that you come from. Then you yourself will not be useful. And if anyone forces you, why can't you ask that aspirant that, why can't you bring your own children to lead us? If I can say that, I will never participate in doing such a thing. I'm advising my youth, let's be a nation builder, not a nation destroyer. fẹ́ jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn tá a jọ ń wá ìlú kí wọ́n gbà pé Ọlọ́run ní fìyàn jẹ èèyàn kọ́ tí ó bá ṣe páwọn ni wọ́n bá tọ́lọ̀ bá ní pé tọ̀ wọ́n bá tiẹ̀ ní tọ́lọ̀ bá ló bá dìde mu mo ṣe tán láti bọ́ òtọ̀ ló ṣe pẹ̀lú gbogbo tí ń jẹ́ ìkápá lábẹ́ mi tí wọ́n tẹ̀lé mi kiri àwọn èèyàn mi tèmi náà mo bá wá ṣe pé mo èmi ni mo ẹgbẹ́ sọ pé okójú òṣùwọ̀n lọ lè sojú wa yóò wù mí kí wọ́n bá mi ṣe torí àgbà ni wọ́n èmi kéré sí wọn ìwà jàgídíjàgan mi ìfẹ́ kí ọ̀dọ́ kankan kó ṣe é mo ti ń lọ káàkiri tẹ bá bí party chairman àti woman leader àtàwọn mìíràn tí mo ti lọ́wọ́ dùn ní káàkiri mi ń lọ torí mo ṣe jẹ́ pé kaba ìlàfẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ kaba àmọ́ tá a bá lọ tá a bá pọ̀ ní pé ọ̀dọ́ pé nígbà ìlú lè máa bà wọ́n torí ọ̀dọ́ ni wọ́n máa ń lò láti fi bà nǹkan jẹ́ èmi ni mo ṣe agent bí àpótí mi mo sì kọ́ níjọ́ tí mo lọ ṣe agent níjọ́ tá a lọ tó ọ̀dọ́ o ẹ má gbà kí ẹnì kankan yẹn máa ń ṣe burúkú tí wọ́n á nígbà náà kẹ lọ jẹ́ àpótí ìbò wà ní kẹ lọ dà lórí tẹ́ ẹ bá lọ ṣe é tí wọ́n bá mú yín ẹ borúkọ ẹbí jẹ́ ẹ borúkọ àwọn jẹ́ ẹ borúkọ tí ń jẹ́ tara yín gan náà jẹ́ fún di èyí ẹ ṣọ́ra ẹ má borúkọ ẹbí jẹ́ kẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa jọ jẹ́ kí ni ẹni tí ó ṣe pé kí ni ìlú wa tá a wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa ká jẹ́ ẹni tí ó jọ gbé lárugẹ ni ká má jẹ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe pé kí ni tí ó fà wá ní Nàìjíríà ò ní bàjẹ́ fáró ní ká mo rò ní.
Thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on the first episode of our program, Meet Your Aspirant. I have been spending the last 60 minutes with Mr. Geshinde Sulaiman, and to meet us again on Wednesday, same time, same station. Thank you very much. Have fun.